action. Our story is set in the underground pipe transportation system of the 4chan world. The overlord of this world is Princess Zelda, me. I basically tell when to open or close the whole operation, but not directly, because I don't interact with the comic book. This is where I tell my subordinate, Squirtle, to go to the operation and tell him what to do. Squirtle will tell you how he does his job, but due to a freak accident that smeared the colors of his shell, he only says his name. My husband, King Domokun, will translate, because he is the only one who understands him. But Domokun only knows certain Spanish phrases, so I'll be translating for him.
Squirtle, 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 squirtle.
El rastro ante vuestros pies, oh el grande. Dame los cables fuente de batería y los pollos están escabetados. Deje sentarme y decir halagos a vuestro oído. Le gusta bailar. Y tengo 12 años y ¿qué es esta? Calla historia, hermano. Es más de 9,000. De postre quiero flan. Y tu madre es un neurotransmisor y tus sinapsis son ropen. Veo personas muertas.
Basically, Squirtle doesn't like underground places very much, so he sends a message through his unicorn that he sends down to the pipe system. He throws the Pokeball containing the unicorn down into the pipe system, and the unicorn is released, ready to start her job. So, let's take a look as to what the unicorn turns on. She basically wakes up our customs control to monitor who goes in and out of the country. People traveling into our country go through our sodium gate check, run by Mario and Wario. Weird thing about that gate is that the only people going through are Princess Peaches. So, we just started calling them the Sodiums. People traveling out of the country go through the potassium gate check, run by Luigi and Waluigi. Like with the Princess Peaches, the only people that go through this gate are the Princess Daisies, so they are called potassiums. Now back to the beginning. Before the unicorn tells the Italian customs workers to start everything up, their gates are closed, preventing any sodiums or potassiums from traveling through. Seeing the signal of the unicorn tells them to start working. Mario and Wario have better eyesight, so they see the unicorn first and start their work. They start off very slowly, with Mario facing towards the outside of our country and giving every sodium their check with a positive attitude. Wario, being the more negative of the two, is making sure that they aren't getting in with any illegal substances, because Mario is too delighted from all of the Princess Peaches. As check after check passes by, faster and faster, our positive Mario is taking too much time, and there is suddenly a backup of sodiums waiting to get into our country. Wario switches places with the Mario to make things go faster. With Wario working, there is finally the potential for some action to happen, with the negative force being on the outside and the positive force being on the inside. A sudden rush of sodiums comes into our great and amazing country of ours. With the unicorn out of Mario and Wario's sight, they switch back to their normal places and Wario takes his lunch break, not letting anyone go into the country on his side. Our oblivious Mario doesn't notice that his work partner has taken a break, so he still lets the sodiums in on his side, only for the sodiums to be rejected and sent back by Wario's side. Luigi and Waluigi finally notice the unicorn and start their work. They slowly and carefully inspect each potassium daisy to make sure that they aren't trying to smuggle anything out of the country. Mario finally notices that Wario stopped working and then promptly passes out, blocking the gate check going into the country. Luigi and Waluigi had time to see the failure that Mario and Wario were, so they decided to work together and are able to quicken their work pace and let more potassium out. Our resident police supervisor, Pac-Man, oversees if the people coming in and out are a threat to our homeland security. He only notices that there is an imbalance of the type of people in our country, too many sodiums and not enough potassiums. Pac-Man likes to keep our country in a constant state of balance and harmony, so his job is to make sure we try to get back to that balance every time. He starts when he sees that the unicorn is passed and the gates have stopped working. Being the round shape that he is, it's hard for him to do any strenuous activity unless he has some sort of energy. So he takes these ATP bread rolls and only eats a third of it, throwing the rest away. With his newfound energy, he is able to force people across the border in order to re-achieve our balance and harmony. He takes 3 sodiums and shoves them out of the country. And while he's on the outside of our country, dropping them off, he drags back 2 potassiums. He does this process repeatedly, eating a third of an ATP bread roll and dragging princesses across the borders. Finally, we reach our state of balance and harmony, and everyone passes out to rest.